What if the missing piece for Montreal isn't another flashy scorer or a high-ceiling prospect, but a battle-tested champion who knows exactly what it takes to win when the stakes are highest? Forget the highlight reel goals and the exciting young talent for a moment. The Montreal Canadiens are preparing to make a move that isn't about adding points to the scoreboard. It's about adding foundation to the structure. It's about bringing in someone who's been there, done that, and has the hardware to prove it. According to a surgical revelation made this Monday, December 8, 2025, insider Pierre LeBrun confirmed that Kent Hughes' front office has already initiated conversations with the Nashville Predators. And the name at the top of the wish list is veteran center Ryan O'Reilly. This isn't a trade for potential. This is a trade for certainty. At 34 years old, O'Reilly isn't the fastest player on the ice anymore. He's not going to dangle through 3 defenders or score from impossible angles. But he might be one of the smartest players in the entire National Hockey League. Stanley Cup champion. Conn Smythe Trophy winner as playoff MVP. Zelka Trophy winner as the league's best defensive forward. He represents exactly the kind of hockey royalty that Martin St. Louis wants mentoring his young core. If this trade happens, Montreal isn't just acquiring a player. They're acquiring a standard of excellence. In a league obsessed with youth and speed, Ryan O'Reilly continues to dominate where it matters most, in the details. The production hasn't fallen off a cliff despite his age. He posted 69 points in his first season with Nashville. He followed that up with a solid 53-point campaign last year in 2024 to 2025. These aren't empty numbers from a declining veteran getting sheltered minutes. This is legitimate top 6 production from a player who still drives play and creates offense at an elite level. But the points only tell part of the story. O'Reilly is absolutely elite in the face-off circle. For a team like Montreal that frequently struggles to gain puck possession in crucial moments, having someone who wins 55 to 60% of his draws is an incalculable tactical luxury. Think about what that means in practical terms. Late in games when you're protecting a lead, you can send O'Reilly out and trust that you're going to win the draw and control the puck. On the penalty kill when every possession matters, he gives you the best possible chance to clear the zone. These are the little things that separate good teams from great teams, and O'Reilly excels at all of them. The clutch factor cannot be overstated. O'Reilly built his entire reputation on winning difficult games in impossible situations. He plays in traffic. He protects the puck like few players in the league. He rarely makes mental mistakes. When the game is on the line and you need someone to make the right play, not the flashy play, Ryan O'Reilly is exactly who you want on the ice. That's championship DNA, and it's something you can't teach in practice. Gabriel Sammy's analysis hits the nail on the head regarding the contract situation. O'Reilly's deal carries a $4.5 million annual cap hit through 2027. In today's NHL, where middle 6 centers routinely command $5 to $6 million per season, getting a player of O'Reilly's caliber and experience at that price is remarkable value. For a team like Montreal that needs to manage its cap carefully as young players come off entry-level contracts, this kind of affordability combined with elite production is exactly what you're looking for. The fit in Montreal would fundamentally change the lives of Nick Suzuki and Kirby Dach. Right now, Suzuki has to do everything. He's the captain. He's the number 1 center. He has to score goals, create plays, and defend against the opponent's best line every single night. That's an enormous burden for any player, let alone someone who's still developing into his prime. With O'Reilly in the lineup, Martin St. Louis could deploy the veteran for the heaviest defensive assignments, freeing Suzuki to focus purely on offense. Imagine what Suzuki's numbers could look like if he wasn't constantly being asked to shut down Connor McDavid or Austin Matthews. For Kirby Dach, the impact could be even more significant. Dach has all the talent in the world. The size, the skill, the hockey IQ. But he needs consistency. He needs to learn how to be effective every single night, not just when everything is going well. Having a mentor like Ryan O'Reilly, who plays the same style of physical, cerebral hockey that Dach aspires to, will be the best development course the Canadiens could possibly provide. You can't replicate that kind of mentorship. You can't teach it in the American Hockey League. You learn it by watching a champion work every single day. And that brings us to perhaps the most important aspect of what O'Reilly would bring: culture. He's famous throughout the league for being the first player to arrive at the rink and the last to leave. His work ethic is legendary. His professionalism is unquestioned. In a locker room full of young millionaires like Uri Slavkovsky, Cole Caulfield, and Lane Hudson, having a living example of how champions conduct themselves is priceless. You can talk about work ethic all you want, but seeing it demonstrated every single day by someone who's won at the highest level, that changes behavior. That changes culture. The financial aspect of this trade is almost too good to be true for Kent Hughes. O'Reilly's contract runs through 2027 at $4.5 million per season. That fits easily into Montreal's current cap structure without requiring significant maneuvering. The term is perfect, aligning exactly with the maturation window of a young core. When his contract expires, prospects like Michael Hage or Oliver Kapanen should be ready to step into larger roles. O'Reilly isn't blocking anyone's development. He's the perfect bridge between rebuilding and contending. So, what would it cost to acquire him? If Nashville is selling, they want future assets. To pry away their number 1 or number 2 center, Montreal would likely need to offer a second-round draft pick, possibly a late first if the market gets competitive. They'd probably also need to include a young defenseman. Nashville desperately needs to rejuvenate their blue line. Justin Barron or Jordan Harris could be attractive pieces that don't significantly impact Montreal's organizational depth. That's a price the Canadiens can pay without hesitation, given their stockpile of assets. The beauty of this potential trade is that it doesn't mortgage the future. Montreal isn't giving up a cornerstone prospect or a top 5 pick. They're trading from surplus to address a specific need. They're using their depth of assets to acquire exactly the kind of player that championship teams need. Every contender has veterans who know how to win. Montreal is building toward contention, and adding O'Reilly accelerates that timeline without sacrificing long-term flexibility. Critics will point to his age. 34 is old in hockey years. The decline could come suddenly and without warning. But look at his game. O'Reilly doesn't rely on speed or physical dominance. His game is built on intelligence, positioning, and technical excellence. Those skills don't erode quickly. Players who rely on hockey IQ can remain effective well into their mid-30s. And even if he does decline slightly, the mentorship value alone justifies the acquisition cost. The timing of these conversations is significant. Pierre LeBrun doesn't report on preliminary discussions unless they're serious. Kent Hughes doesn't waste time on fantasy scenarios. If they're talking to Nashville about Ryan O'Reilly, it means both sides believe a deal is possible. It means the framework exists. It means this could actually happen, and soon. Acquiring Ryan O'Reilly would send a definitive signal that the rebuild is over and the culture-building phase has begun. He's not the fastest player. He's not the flashiest. But he's exactly the type of player who wins playoff series. Kent Hughes knows that accumulating young talent is only the first step. Someone has to teach them how to win. Someone has to show them what championship habits look like. Someone has to set the standard for professionalism and excellence. Ryan O'Reilly is that teacher. He's that example. He's that standard. If these conversations with Nashville progress, the Montreal Canadiens will become, overnight, a significantly tougher, smarter, and more dangerous team to face. Not because of one player's individual statistics, but because of what he represents and what he brings to the entire organization. This is how you build a winner, not just with talent, but with character, not just with potential, but with proven excellence. Ryan O'Reilly embodies all of that, and Montreal has the opportunity to bring him home. The question now is whether Kent Hughes can close the deal before someone else realizes what Nashville is offering. Should the Canadiens pull the trigger on O'Reilly, or should they stay patient and let the young core develop without veteran additions? What would you be willing to give up to land a proven champion? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And hit that like button if you think this is a kind of move that could change everything for Montreal.